Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome to whatever week it is. I don't even care anymore, but we're still here. We have a lot of interesting guests today, but here's Danielle Doyle.
Yeah, hi guys, welcome. Yeah, like Diego said, we're here. It's week whatever. We can't even keep track anymore, but just rest assured we've been here the entire time. We have a lot of exciting things to talk about today. We have Kevin Davis with us from Investment DOJO. He is just amazing. He's going to talk to you guys about financial security and why it's important to invest in the market and get your money right. Before we go and meet him, I just want to let you guys know we are here every week, every Tuesday. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, hit the button down below, hit subscribe, hit the bell so you get notifications when we come on. And again, eventually we'll be on live. We also have a podcast. If you guys are interested in just listening to us instead of watching us, you can check us out on our podcast. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and our website. That's another good thing. Don't forget to look at our take-home calculator.
Yeah, that damn take-home calculator is amazing. Used it a couple times last week, but yeah, it's been a crazy week at the Access Mansion, but we're doing well. As you can see, Danielle's actually in the middle of a big ass move, so she took time in her day with her busy schedule to have us interview one of our closest people in our lives right now. For people that we've met recently, I've always wanted to get into the stock market. I just didn't quite understand it. I knew the volume of it and how it worked, but I just need to be fine-tuned. And now I'm learning, and I have a brand new sensei. So bringing up Kevin Davis, Sr. of Investment DOJO.
Hey. How you guys doing?
What's happening, man? How you doing?
I'm blessed. I'm here. I woke up. You know how it goes.
Well, yeah.
It's a Monday morning.
Yeah, my God. It's
well,
crazy.
Sorta.
Start to lose track in time, man, being home every day.
I was watching that screen all day, so I'm thinking that it's morning, but it's not. But we're doing okay, which I'm happy about.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, listen, we were telling everybody right before we got on how awesome you are and how I had met you through a couple of people. Your name is on the street. It really is. I just see you're adding new people to the group every day. What really inspires me about you is your story and, where you started and how you got here. Can you share with the group a little bit about you?
Sure. Okay. Wow. That's going to be fun. So here it is. I started, okay. So I was a rapper. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I rapped. In 1989, I got a deal with Warner Brothers Records.
I imagine you were with LL Cool J, right?
Well, I actually know him, but he lived in the neighborhood. But no, I wasn't with him.
Okay.
But we hung out quite a few times. But he lived in Farmers. I lived in Springfield, even though I started out in Brooklyn. But needless to say, had a really big hit record and found myself with a couple of $1 million after a couple of years, and had a whole bunch of people who weren't in my corner. I could say everyone had their hand out, so to speak. Mm-hmm. And so I lost a lot of the money and all of it. And then I became a stockbroker when I turned 27. Wow. And that was like 1995, January 13th to be exact. And I was on Wall Street full-time until 2000 and I think it was 6 or 7. And then I joined an insurance company and became an owner and owned a mortgage company and did all these other things. And I retired this year in January.
Mm-hmm. Congratulations.
Thank you. Amazing. I don't know how much retirement I'm getting. You guys tell me how that's going on.
You don't look retired to me, man. One thing, though, you look like you love what you do.
Oh, no, I absolutely adore it. I was up late last night. I'm up every night doing it. It's managing the process for people who are new, a thought process. So like even in the group, as you saw, I framed a couple of thought processes over the weekend that are now coming to fruition, right? Mm-hmm. And so if I don't give you a way to think about something, you're left alone to think what you think. And that's based of inexperience. Mm-hmm. So I kind of work that magic there. And then, obviously trying to coach people into making money instead of doing things that lose money.
Yeah. Can you explain what is Investment Dojo and how did you come up with the name?
Interesting. So when I was a kid, I took kickboxing from the age of 7 to 17. And that kind of explains dojo, the dojo part. And then investment is the other part of my life. And then just an interesting fun fact, I had a chance to buy Apple at $18 a share.
Damn.
And that was, yeah, I'm going there. 1996. 1996, I was making six figures a month and didn't do it. It was only $18,000 for 1,000 shares, which would be now over $2 million.
Dang.
So that ties into, plus my son, having my son at 51 kind of sealed the deal. I wanted writing a book because I wanted him to have all the instructions of what not to do and all the mistakes that I had to show him what I did. So this way he got a chance to know me, know finances, know all the financial parts. Like it's not just stocks, it's insurance, it's just business, it's school, what type of school to go to. It was all these things I wanted to put in this book so he would understand where to go. And then, I don't know, a friend of mine, you know, I think it was 2017. It was really into 16, going into 17. I would post a lot of my stocks on my Facebook page. And people would see these companies. First company was Square, and that was like $25 a share. And then the other one was Netflix at like 160, even though I was following it since like 130. And these stocks obviously took off. And so I became very consistent and didn't really understand what I was going to do with that. But I was just, you know, showing a couple of my friends what I was doing. And then they said, you know what, you should start a group. And I was like, I don't want to do that. I'm busy. And I turned them down. And then I posted a couple of more companies and they went up significantly. And it's like, they kind of chased me down to do it. So then I did it on a GroupMe app. I didn't do it on Facebook. And so I had maybe 6 or 7 people who would kind of employ me for my coaching, so to speak. And that turned out to be ultra successful. I had out of, I would say maybe 13 stocks, one loser, and the other one wasn't a loser after we held on to it for so long. And another one was, all of the rest of them were up over 100%, some over 200.
Dang.
So yeah, it was, if I would have known back then what I know now.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So and then, you know, and then what happens next is I retire and my buddy goes, you should do it full time. I'm like, He says, I'll pay you to do it. And I was like, let me think about this. So I was turning people away because all I wanted to do was spend time with my son.
Oh.
And so when I started the group, I had 28 people in it. That's it. And I gave them the option to get involved. So I have over 2,000 people. I think it's like, 19 to 2,000 people on my Facebook, right? But I only invited personally, I didn't invite anyone in the beginning. I actually gave people an option. This is what I'm doing. If you want, put your name in the comment section and I'll add you to the group. And that was 28. And it went maybe 6 or 7 months before I added another 60 people. And it turned from 28 to now it's a little bit over 2,640, something like that. So it grew organically because what I found out is that no one understood insurance, no one understood finances, no one understood stocks. And there were a lot of people, professed gurus, telling everybody how to do something, but their track record was really faulty. So when I came in and, you know, like now the group is up 20, it was, well, as of last, well, could be still around there, 26.4% as of last, what is it, August 3rd? Which is incredible for the short period of time that we've been doing it. It's like 2 months for 2.0. But when it comes down to it, I just find it's better to have a guide and people are enjoying the actual coaching because what it is I could give you stocks and just, you know, what I'm buying and you can do the research and you won't know what you're doing. Or I could teach you how to do the research and I can give you some ideas that I'm taking part in and you can do the research and you can get some coaching that goes with it. So you're not in it alone, so to speak, even though I can't recommend anything to you. I can only tell you what I'm buying and what I'm selling. That's basically it. But when it comes down to it, that's the comfort that you have, that you're not in it alone. You get a strategy and you get some coaching.
Looking at the old.
Other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming back a little bit. But like I said to people, you know, dollar cost averaging every week is how you defeat pricing. you know, how you gain more company, and, you know, you don't have to worry about being right on price as long as you're right on company.
Right. That's
You
it.
know, and that's the deal. So like, if you looked at one of our companies, it was down, I think you bought it the other day, around here, right? And it went down to 454. It's
Yeah.
472 right now.
Yeah.
You understand? So it gives you time. You just got to know what you're doing. And this is why I wrote what I wrote in the chat again today, because if you don't separate your emotions from what you're doing, then you get yourself in a situation where you're gonna set yourself up for losses.
Yeah. It's
You
a
know,
long
and
ball picture. I never thought about that.
the long picture, 1,825 days.
And people look at it trying to get in and out, quick dollar, but that's not what you're teaching. It's a long-term thing. And I love the points that you were, if you can go into buying low, you know, buying at a lower rate, you may take a couple hits, but everything always has a momentum.
Well, okay, so let me kind of back up a little bit. You know, you don't buy price, you buy company. If you buy price, you're going to be emotional. It's guaranteed. If you buy company, you buy management, you buy organizational structure, you buy history, you buy earnings, you buy revenue, you buy all of these things that it takes for a real company to survive and do well and thrive, right? When the market trades, you got to look at it as it's always going to trade. There's two sides of the market. There's the buyer and then there's the seller, right? So on days when the stock is up, there was more buyers than sellers, obviously. And in the days when the stock was down, there's more sellers than buyers. So there's really no fundamental thing there as things just trade. But when you think about it, earnings come out 4 times a year. So it's always going to be based on the progression that the company's making. So while the traders are trading, the investors are investing. So the smart investor is going to pick off stock at its weakest point. So we always say bargain. If you're a New Yorker, because I found out people don't know what bargain basement means, but there's no such thing as bargain roof. Okay, it's always bargain basements. So I always look at down days as opportunities and up days as chasing. Why are we chasing it? Right? Because it'll come back because stocks trade. So you got to look at it from that standpoint. Now, if you're a person with limited funds and you're dollar cost averaging every week, so let's say you get your ration every week you're going to put into the market, you don't care where the stock is. Your job is you don't own enough and you want to own enough. So when that time comes, hopefully you could sell that stock when the market prices it 3, 4, 5 times the amount 16, 20 years from now, that type of thing, right? Because your goal is to build a legacy and a retirement, not to make the short-term trade. What's happening today is that you're seeing the Robinhood mentality come into play. So Robinhood mentality is buy now and sell right now. You get it? So there's no such thing as hold. And that's a very weak and very losing strategy. It'll take more from you than it'll give you. You'll get lucky, but that luck is like walking into a casino and pulling a the one-arm bends and then winning. What's the chance you get out if you win those coins? You won't. You'll spend every last coin trying to win more, right? And that's what happens because there's no strategy, no understanding, and no experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the thing that I liked, one of the biggest things that you had taught me is that I used to think of the stock market as people. You see it on TV, you see all these people waving tickets. And I used to think that was the important part. And I realized from you is the important part is the company. We're actually investing. I don't know, maybe it was just my mind, like we're investing in companies. And I used to try and react to the people that were pulling, the ones that were day trading and investing. I'm like, oh, what are they going to do next? What are they going to do next? But when you realize it's really just the company that's important and the strength of the company, not the people investing in it, maybe, so to speak, like people like me or people like other people just putting their money into it. That's not the determining factor of the stock, right? It's really the strength of the company.
You got to look at it from a standpoint. There's retail investors and then there's institutional investors. Retail investors can move the market, but they really don't play at the level of institutions. Institutions are buying blocks. What's a block? 10,000 shares and up, right? So they're buying 100,000, 200,000, a million share blocks. The average investor is buying in lots of 10, 15, 100 shares, maybe 1,000, but that's not really average, right? Depending on the price. Mm-hmm. So it's going to trade. and that's really the deal. This is why, I teach reverse psychology when it comes to the market, because it's how you think that makes you successful. It's all a mental game, but it's almost like for instance, let's say that you were involved 2 weeks ago and you purchased a stock that was cheaper, obviously, and it's up, right? To you, you have a good psychology because the stock is up, right? Let's say someone got involved 2 weeks later and purchased it up and it went down. To them, they have a bad psychology. To you, you see that, wow, I didn't have enough before it ran up. So my thought process is to gather more of a great company. Their thought process to sell this company, this wretched piece of whatever, and get it out of here, right? So it's a different mentality. So I try to teach and discourage against, that type of behavior that might harm profits.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. You have a lot of good information to share, and I can't thank you enough for the group. I love the way that it works, and I love the process of it. It appears to be a 2 or 3 step process. Can you share a little bit about what it looks like from getting into the first initial simulator and then moving on and graduating to the big leagues?
Yes. So what happens is when you join the group, it's important that you get the information. So we tag you in the group orientation. So you start reading some of the books by like Peter Lynch, Warren Buffett, that type of thing. So you can get information, because without it, you're kind of in the blind, right? Number 2, then we'll tag you in a post that says if you want to be in the actual contest, and we have a contest every single month, that you can compete. And then this contest simulator, even though we're trading, we're teaching about the market either way, or it's a lesson, right? So what happens next after the trading simulator, then I give everybody an opportunity to get involved with the long-term investing strategy, because trading is just like not a good thing in the long term. 99% of those traders lose money. So that's basically the process. So that's a 3-step process, but I'm also teaching throughout the week. It's a different process for me because I want people to really learn a lot and gather a lot as much as they can. And we create an environment where it's okay not to know. And also, we don't let people post in a group their ideas, because obviously it becomes the blind leading the blind. So it's very focused on getting the right information to the right people who really want to retire with something versus nothing.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been ridiculously priceless, all the information that you're sharing and giving to us. How can people connect with you?
They can find me on Facebook, Investment Dojo. It's really easy. Just search out Investment Dojo, it'll come up. You can get me on Instagram, Investment Dojo. And what else do I have? I have a YouTube too, Investment Dojo as well. But really Facebook is where you're going to catch me, and you're going to get me more. Really, Facebook is where you're going to catch me, and you're going to find me more active.
Yeah, I'm glad we caught you before you really take off. And I see it. I've been in for 2 weeks. I just can't believe our text line's just binging. How many more people you're bringing in? And you're giving quality information. I'm very impressed with what you're doing. Love what you're doing. I love your merch, by the way, your hat.
Thank you so much.
We want to tell. I love my most favorite T-shirt is "You got to get your money a job." I love that. Love that.
I only have financial lit on today, but yeah. That's true, because most people work for it. They don't make it work for them. Yeah. And I think that's a process that people have to work through, because what's happening is that they've been working for money all their life, and we've been taught save instead of invest. So, I kind of just coined the mantra, get your money a job, because if not, then you're going to be unemployed later and without any money. So you choose,
right. And it's true. Like I woke up a couple weeks ago before I met you. It was heaven sent that, I'm looking at my bank account, my savings, and I'm getting like 10 cents a day, less than that on the money, I'm dying. And then you just happen to follow my life. So now I'm making a lot of erratic changes, and you're teaching me how to invest my money, to actually how to do it. So very blessed, and thank you so much.
No, you're very welcome. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you guys. Without you, I wouldn't be here. Right. So you think like that. It's a symbiotic relationship. It's I help your family, you help my family. And, it's something that it's the value is there. It's more valuable. Like I was talking to someone yesterday that just joined the group. I just didn't add them to it yet. And, we were just talking about this is something that's bigger than me just telling people what I'm buying, and they kind of figure out that they're going to go buy something, because if I just gave you stocks, right, that I was buying and you bought them and they went down and you didn't have any way to think about it, chances are you would sell them and lose money and then you'd be on your way, right? But if you had a way to think about it and you understood what it was, then it becomes more fruitful for you. And then when you win that way, it's ridiculous. The loyalty that comes with the coaching is better than the loyalty that comes with the upstock.
Amazing, amazing. I feel more perverse and educated. I'm just starting out, so thank you for the tips, honestly. And we're going to put your website at the bottom of our YouTube page. Is there how does it usually work when you onboard people? Like, you just get referrals? Or?
I would rather people go through a process first, because I don't just put anybody into 2.0. We're very selective. You know, as a stockbroker, I would always choose my clients, you know, and it's important because think about it. If you don't have experience with money, experience with losing is equally more drastic. Right. And so everyone expects to make money, but you have to look at both sides. And so I need to make sure that I qualify people for that. So it's better to send people to my Facebook page and then they can contact me, message me, and go from there. And then we can start the process of the relationship, because it's more important to have a relationship. One of the things I don't do is do things for money. So it has to be about relationship, you know. But may I ask one question to you guys? You know, what made you join?
Well, for me, yeah, I always wanted to get involved, and in the market, I just never knew what I was doing. So it made me feel better to meet you and to see the group of people that you had around you. And then once you provided me with the tools and the skills to do the research, and that's when I felt comfortable enough.
Yeah, once you know something, then you can feel comfortable. If you don't, then you're kind of flying by the seat of your pants, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I know you were referred to me, Diego, but what value have you found in the group? You've only been in it for what, a week and a half?
Yeah, a week and a half. I just been doing a lot of self-exploration on like how being a business owner, and this is what our industry is in. I've learned a lot, actually. You've taught me about like how companies are, have debts and what to look for. I'm really investigating other companies like our own. And it's amazing that I want my money to work for me as well. You know, we have to create our investments because, Social Security, we don't even know how long that's going to be around. So now we have to really, really invest in ourselves, and we have to have companies like ours. And your Investment DOJO is going to be a freaking smash idea. I see you're going to be all over, and I hope you pick the right people, pick you, and you pick the right people, and I see you're on your way. So, yeah, we hope to have you back on here so you can help our medical professionals how to teach them how to invest in money in the future. There's a lot of people living check to check and just realizing, personally seeing a lot of things in their life that don't give them any type of return. And this has given me a lot of joy to actually learn about something else in this stage of my life, which is amazing.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that because, I find that I talk to a lot of people and no one knows anything about the stock market, like nothing. It's like they're just passing it by every day like it's a window. And then when they get to retirement ages, they realize that they don't have enough to retire. And then they have a false sense of confidence that, you know what, I have $500,000 in savings, in 401k or whatever the case is, but they don't realize that that's going to get taxed. And they're not going to have $500,000 anymore. So then they're going to have to realize that the longer they live, the less money they're going to have. And if they've never had money, giving someone who didn't have any money $500,000 is like Mike Tyson in the early 90s, ran through 300 million really quick, right? Yeah. So you got to look at it from a standpoint of, if you know how to invest money, then having $1 million is okay. But if you don't, then you'll run out of that $1 million quicker than you would if you knew what to do. So it's important that we know what that is. And I'm so passionate about that because I've been in so many homes because I owned an insurance company where people they don't have a clue. And it's almost like they're caught up in their own system of things, and they're paying attention to the wrong things that stop them from gaining any type of wealth. So it's just misdirection. And I'm just trying to align people back to a thought process while I'm not licensed and I can't recommend stocks, I can teach you how to research. So it's more like a research boot camp that allows you to implement what you learned, if that makes any sense.
Total sense. Total sense. Yeah. It's been amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. And like the conversation we had personally, it's the poverty mindset. It's growing up. I was told that the stock market was for the wealthy, and that's pretty much who belongs there. So yeah, I really thank you for giving me the tools to believe in myself and to go ahead and get some research in and to step my game up a little bit.
You're welcome.
A lot of bit. We're definitely going to be telling everybody about you. I expect to see you on the front of Forbes magazine or something. I give you 5 years, man. You're going super far. You're already there.
Yeah.
I cringe whenever I hear that.
Why? You don't want the fame. I know you don't. You don't. All right. Well, I won't tell anyone then.
Block out your face.
You won't, right? Yeah, no, I love to help folks. I mean, it makes sense, and that makes me feel good because I already know, what. There are certain people that were instrumental in my life, and I'm glad they're in my actual 2.0, right? Some of them are there, and they've given to me, so I give back to them, and that's really what the whole crux of it is, because I know that if I help you win, I can never be repaid what I'm doing for you, and you can never be repaid. I can never pay you. You can never pay me. It's a symbiotic relationship that is incredible, So yeah, it's a good feeling, and I don't want to be famous. I was there already. Ooh,
oh
not
my,
good.
yeah, you're coming back. All right, well, Access Healthcare Family. This is Kevin Davis. Check him out on Facebook. Check out his group, Investment DOJO. In the next week or so, we have some things coming up. We have a new staff member we're bringing on. Don't forget to look on NurseFly for us. Tons of jobs, like 500 positions. So many people applying, I can't even keep up, honestly. That's why we're bringing on a new family member to take care of you, and we'll be introducing him in the next couple of weeks on the podcast. What else? Don't forget to like our channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Tell your friends. And that's it. And don't forget, you need access to get in.
Next Tuesday. Thanks, Kev.